So how do we go from being dreamers to achievers? Do what Jack Canfield calls unleashing the power of goal setting. In this video, we'll talk about effective goal setting strategies from Jack Canfield's book, The Success Principles, and also how to break down large stretch goals into smaller, smart goals. Namaskar. Welcome back to Tantra Thoughts. In my channel, I can help you have a better relationship with yourself and the universe through meditation techniques, tantric wisdom, spiritual community, and personal development. In Jack Canfield's book, The Success Principles, he offers several great strategies for how to create goals. One of the tips offered in the book comes from Dr. Gail Matthews, who published a study about how accountability can increase your chances of success by 33%. Here are the techniques you should start practicing and how successful they were in the study. Number 1, think about what you want to accomplish. Just by doing this alone, 43% of people in Matthew's study were successful. Number 2, write down your goals. 56% of people were successful just by putting their goals on paper. Number 3, make a list of actionable steps toward your goals. 56% were also successful when they not only wrote down their goals, but planned how they would get there. Number 4, send your list to a friend announcing the steps you intend to take. By making a declaration of your goals, 64% are able to accomplish what they set out to do. Number 5, send a weekly progress report to a trusted friend about the progress you're making. By getting an accountability buddy, 76% of participants accomplished their goals. Now, Jack Canfield also cited a study out of Virginia Tech University showing that 80% of people in the United States actually don't have any goals at all. Can you believe that? And of the people that do have goals, only 4% write them down, and less than 1% review their goals on a daily basis. Of the small group that does read their goals, the studies show that they earn 9 times more income over the course of their lifetime than the rest of the population. So based on these 2 studies, I think it's time you get an accountability buddy and start making a habit of reviewing your goals every day. Now, when I talk to people about creating goals, sometimes a little anxiety can kick in. So how can we begin to work on the goals that we know will get us out of our comfort zone and will take a lot of time? Big goals are what Charles Duhigg calls stretch goals, and Jack Canfield calls breakthrough goals. So these are the big goals that are challenging and add a lot of value into your life once they're accomplished. For example, if you want to establish yourself in Tantra, think of a breakthrough goal that can firmly establish you in the practice, like getting all of your meditation lessons from your teacher, or living in an ashram for a year doing service and intense practice. Here's an example of how to break down a stretch goal into smaller goals. I always wanted to drive across the United States and see the beauty of the Southwest en route to California. And in 2013, I decided to make this dream come true. I decided to live in Los Angeles for a summer and do the cross-country drive to get there from DC. So I had to break down my journey into stops. Only then could I navigate a 2,668-mile journey across North America. My first stop was Memphis, Tennessee. My second stop was Austin, Texas. Third stop was El Paso, Texas. And after that, I visited the Grand Canyon. Then I stopped in Vegas and finally arrived in LA. My smaller destination goals followed the SMART criteria. They were specific: get to Memphis, Tennessee; measurable, map out how many hours it would take me to drive to Memphis and plan where I would stay for the night, and then rest, and the next morning visit Graceland, the house of Elvis Presley. Attainable. I had to make sure my driving segments were manageable and realistic. I had to make sure that I could afford the journey, that I'd be safe, and that my basic needs would be met while on the road and in LA. Relevant. I chose stops along the way that I had longed to visit and was excited to see. Of course, I couldn't choose stops that were not on the way to my ultimate destination. And lastly, time-bound. Every stop I made along the way was brief and calculated. I couldn't let any of them draw out my journey for too long, because after all, I was mainly focused on getting to LA. Now think about your stretch goal. break it down into smaller SMART goals, and map out the way to your breakthrough. Are you curious about one of the fundamental secrets to success? Watch my video, Ancient Tantric Secret for Reaching 100% of Your Goals, to learn about the power of firm determination. Click on the video right over there, and I'll see you there. Namaskar.